Well, Nick, these were a series of obviously coordinated bombings, as you mentioned, one of the deadliest days in months, sparking fears again that with U.S. forces no longer in the country and Iraqi security forces not entirely at strength in some places, this is sparking fears that security forces will not be able to handle what appears to many people to be a resurgence of al-Qaeda. The bombings took place within a few hours of each other. In the northern oil city of Kirkuk, between Baghdad and Erbil, at least 3 car bombs detonated, aimed at policemen. This attack in the Tis'in neighborhood of central Kirkuk targeted a patrol. But it's also civilians who suffer.
Where are the National Guard, and how long should such destruction continue? Even in Ramadan, we would ask the authorities because they claim that everything is under control. Why? Just poor people were killed in the attack.
6 years ago, Iraq was plunged into civil war when people turned to Shia militias and Sunni fighters to protect them where security forces couldn't. Some fear it could happen again.
If we had weapons, we would have defended ourselves when the car bomb approached the area.
South of Baghdad in Mahmoudiya, a car bomb targeted a market. In Madain, a rural area also on Baghdad's southern outskirts, 2 car bombs exploded. Both areas had been al-Qaeda strongholds, transit routes for explosives and fighters into the capital. The group has warned it's coming back.
So, Jane, as you say, this really puts into sharp focus the ability or not of the Iraqi security forces to sustain pressure from all these threats.
Absolutely, and they are under a lot of pressure. As we saw today, the organization, if it is al-Qaeda, and this does have the hallmarks of al-Qaeda attacks, does retain a certain capability. Now, officials will tell you they're not setting off, not launching those huge attacks that are bringing down entire government buildings that they did a few years ago, but they are having really quite a chilling effect on life in many places and on people's confidence in security forces. And that's precisely what they're aiming at. Nick?
Jay, put this into context for us as far as the political situation in Iraq is concerned and how that may exacerbate the position.
It's interesting because if you go to the site of these bombings afterwards, people blame the political chaos for some of the violence. And they mean that in a couple of senses. One is that with all the politicians, all the leaders preoccupied with political paralysis, they aren't paying attention to security. There's still no defense minister, there's still no interior minister because the parties here are fighting. The other is that there has been a consolidation of power by the Iraqi prime minister, and part of that is a consolidation of security services. There are now many different intelligence services that don't necessarily talk to each other, many of them feeding directly into the prime ministry. All in all, it's just not a situation that inspires confidence in ordinary people, people on the street, or a lot of security officials. Nick?
Jane, thanks very much indeed. Jane Arraf reporting there on those attacks in Iraq.